Captured, the long arm of the law reaches Wales. The rolling hills and picturesque landscapes of Wales recently became the backdrop for a dramatic capture, ending a 20-year manhunt that spanned continents and defied borders. Daniel Andreas San Diego, one of America's most wanted fugitives, was apprehended in a meticulously planned joint operation by US and UK authorities, showcasing the power of international collaboration. San Diego, accused of masterminding two devastating bombings in California back in 2003, had been living under an assumed identity in the quiet Welsh countryside, blending into the serene rural life. His arrest sent shockwaves through the international community, a stark reminder that the passage of time does not diminish the relentless pursuit of justice. This capture is not just a victory for law enforcement, it's a testament to the unwavering commitment to holding those responsible for acts of terror accountable, no matter how long it takes. For 2 decades, San Diego's name has been synonymous with fear and uncertainty, his face plastered on wanted posters across the globe, a constant reminder of the unresolved threat. His capture brings a profound sense of closure to the victims and their families, finally seeing the man accused of tearing their lives apart brought to justice, offering them a semblance of peace. The arrest, however, raises critical questions about San Diego's life on the run, the secrets he kept, and the network that might have supported him. How did a man accused of such heinous crimes manage to evade capture for so long, slipping through the cracks of law enforcement agencies worldwide? What kind of life did he build for himself in the shadows, and did he receive any help along the way from unsuspecting locals or a more organized network? These are questions that investigators will be digging deep into as they prepare to extradite San Diego back to the United States to face trial, ensuring no stone is left unturned. The world watches with bated breath, eager to witness the next chapter in this saga unfold as justice inches closer to being served. After 20 years of evasion, Daniel Andreas San Diego will finally have to answer for his alleged crimes in a court of law, facing the consequences of his actions. The road to justice may be long and arduous, but as this case demonstrates, it's a journey that law enforcement agencies around the world are determined to see through to the very end, no matter the obstacles. Terror in the Bay Area. The 2003 bombings. The year was 2003, a time when the Bay Area was thriving with innovation and cultural vibrancy. The San Francisco Bay Area, known for its vibrant culture and technological innovation, was about to be shaken to its core by an unprecedented act of terror. On August 28th, the peace was shattered by a deafening explosion that echoed through the city. The target, Chiron Inc., a biotechnology firm in Emeryville, California, known for its cutting-edge research. A second bomb detonated weeks later on September 26th at the Shackley Corporation in Pleasanton, further escalating the fear. These weren't random acts of violence, they were calculated attacks, their shockwaves reverberating far beyond the immediate blast radius, affecting countless lives. The bombings, attributed to Daniel Andreas San Diego, instilled fear and panic in the hearts of Bay Area residents, who were left wondering about their safety. The thought that someone could carry out such brazen attacks in their midst was deeply unsettling, shaking the community's sense of security. The attacks weren't just about causing physical damage, they were about disrupting a sense of security, sowing seeds of fear that would take root and grow, affecting the community's daily life. Investigators worked tirelessly, piecing together the evidence, determined to bring the perpetrator to justice and restore peace. The bombings bore the hallmarks of extremist ideology, specifically targeting companies linked to animal testing, a controversial issue. San Diego, a known animal rights activist, quickly emerged as the prime suspect, his actions drawing widespread condemnation. The bombings weren't just about the immediate damage they caused, they represented a dangerous escalation of extremist tactics, a new level of threat. They served as a chilling reminder that even in the heart of one of America's most progressive regions, the potential for violence lurked beneath the surface, waiting to strike. The scars of that summer, both physical and psychological, would take years to heal, leaving an indelible mark on the community. A life in shadows, 20 years on the run. The bombings propelled Daniel Andreas San Diego to the top of the FBI's most wanted list. He became a ghost, vanishing into thin air, seemingly swallowed whole by the vastness of the world. For 2 long decades, he remained an enigma, his whereabouts a mystery, his motives a subject of intense scrutiny and debate. The years on the run did little to diminish San Diego's notoriety. If anything, they amplified it, turning him into a near mythical figure, a phantom who haunted the edges of society. His name became synonymous with elusiveness, his ability to evade capture a testament to his cunning and resourcefulness. The details of his life during those 20 years remain shrouded in mystery. Did he maintain contact with his past life, or did he sever all ties, building a new identity from scratch? Did he find refuge in remote corners of the world, far from the prying eyes of law enforcement, or did he live in plain sight, a master of disguise, blending in with the anonymity of crowds? These questions lingered in the minds of investigators who never gave up hope of finding him. They continued to follow every lead, no matter how small, determined to bring him to justice. The capture in Wales, while unexpected, was the culmination of years of relentless pursuit, a testament to the unwavering dedication of law enforcement agencies across the globe. Alias Danny Webb, Integration and Evasion in Rural Wales. Daniel Andreas. San Diego's life on the run took him to the tranquil and picturesque landscapes of Wales, a place far removed from the chaos of his past. He assumed the identity of Danny Webb, seamlessly integrating himself into a rural community where he became just another face in the crowd. His ability to blend in, to live an outwardly ordinary life while harboring such a dark and dangerous past, speaks volumes about his capacity for deception and adaptability. San Diego's choice of Wales as a hideout was likely strategic, a calculated move to evade capture. Its remote villages, nestled amidst rolling hills and sprawling countryside, offered a sense of anonymity and seclusion that would be hard to come by in more densely populated areas. He bought a property near Llanrwst, Conwy, for £425,000, a testament to his financial stability and meticulous planning, a stark contrast to the often chaotic lives of fugitives on the run. His neighbors in the close-knit community knew him as a quiet, unassuming man, someone who kept to himself but was always willing to lend a helping hand when needed. Little did they know that the man they shared their lives with was one of America's most wanted terrorists, a man accused of carrying out bombings that had terrorized a nation and left a trail of destruction. His ability to live undetected for so long raises questions about the effectiveness of surveillance and intelligence gathering in rural areas. Did he benefit from a support network, individuals who aided and abetted his fugitive existence, or was he a lone wolf, relying solely on his wits and resourcefulness to stay one step ahead of the law? The mystery remains unsolved. The operation to capture Daniel San Diego in Mainan was a coordinated effort involving multiple law enforcement agencies. After months of meticulous planning and intelligence gathering, the team was ready to move in. The tension was palpable as they prepared for the final phase of the mission. Finally, with precision and efficiency, they executed the plan, leading to the successful arrest of Daniel San Diego. This marked a significant milestone in the ongoing fight against domestic terrorism, and brought a sense of relief to the communities affected by his actions. In a world where borders are often seen as barriers, the pursuit of justice knows no such limits. International cooperation played a pivotal role in tracking down and apprehending Daniel San Diego. Various agencies, spanning multiple countries, shared intelligence, resources, and expertise. This collaboration underscores the global commitment to combating terrorism and ensuring that individuals who threaten public safety are brought to justice, no matter where they might flee. Daniel San Diego's actions were driven by a deeply rooted ideology. As an animal liberationist, he believed in direct action to achieve his goals. This belief system often places the welfare of animals above human laws, leading to radical and sometimes violent measures. Understanding this ideology is crucial in comprehending the motivations behind his actions and the lengths to which he was willing to go. It's a stark reminder of how powerful, and at times dangerous, a fervent belief can be. The journey to bring Daniel San Diego back to face justice in the United States was fraught with legal complexities. Extradition processes are inherently challenging, involving intricate negotiations and legal frameworks. However, the determination to see justice served prevailed. Now, with his return, the road ahead involves not just a legal battle, but also a broader conversation about the balance between activism and extremism. The world watches closely as this case unfolds, setting precedents for how similar cases might be handled in the future. The fight for animal rights has taken many forms, from peaceful protests to aggressive campaigns. Within this diverse movement exists the Revolutionary Cell's Animal Liberation Brigade, or RCLB, a radical group known for its uncompromising tactics. The RCLB believes in direct action, often employing violence and destruction to fight for animal liberation. Their extreme methods have placed them at the center of controversy, sparking debate about the effectiveness and ethics of violence in activism. Understanding the RCALB, their motivations and their actions is crucial to comprehending the complex landscape of the animal rights movement. The RCALB's commitment to their cause is undeniable, as is their willingness to operate outside the boundaries of the law. They target institutions and individuals they deem complicit in animal exploitation, aiming to dismantle the systems that perpetuate animal suffering. Their actions, often shrouded in secrecy, raise questions about the limits of activism and the difficult choices faced by those seeking justice for animals. The RCLB emerged from a radical fringe of the animal rights movement, inspired by groups like the Animal Liberation Front and the Earth Liberation Front. These organizations operate on a model of leaderless resistance, rejecting hierarchical structures and centralized leadership. This decentralized approach allows individuals to act autonomously under the banner of the group, making it difficult for law enforcement to infiltrate or dismantle the organization. The RCALB, embracing this model, functions as a network of cells, with individuals or small groups carrying out actions independently. This leaderless resistance model grants the RCALB a degree of anonymity and flexibility. It also fosters an environment where individuals can take extreme measures without direct approval from a central command. While this structure makes it difficult to attribute actions definitively to the RCLB, the group often claims responsibility for attacks through communiques and statements released online. This tactic allows them to control the narrative surrounding their actions and spread their message to a wider audience. The RCLB utilizes a range of tactics designed to disrupt and dismantle operations they perceive as harmful to animals. Their actions extend beyond symbolic protests, often involving property destruction, economic sabotage, and even violence against individuals. Arson is a frequently employed tactic, with the RCALB targeting laboratories, fur farms, and businesses connected to animal exploitation. The group sees these actions as a justifiable response to the suffering inflicted upon animals, believing that direct action is necessary to force change. In addition to arson, the RCALB has been linked to bombings targeting corporations and research facilities. These attacks, often carried out using crude incendiary devices, are intended to cause significant financial damage and instill fear in those involved in animal exploitation. Furthermore, the RCLB engages in a campaign of intimidation, sending threatening messages and carrying out cyber attacks against their perceived enemies. These tactics, while condemned by many, highlight the group's unwavering commitment to their cause and their willingness to employ extreme measures to achieve their goals. The RCLB's history is punctuated by a series of high-profile attacks that have garnered attention and sparked controversy. One of the most significant events occurred in 2003, when the group claimed responsibility for bombing the offices of Chiron Corporation and Shackley Inc. These attacks, carried out using pipe bombs, caused significant damage and sent shockwaves through the animal rights movement. The RCLB's willingness to use such extreme tactics demonstrated their commitment to their cause, and their disregard for the potential for human casualties. In the years that followed, the RCLB continued their campaign of terror, targeting researchers, universities, and corporations involved in animal testing. In 2007, an attempted bombing targeted the car of UCLA researcher Arthur Rosenbaum, highlighting the group's willingness to target individuals. The following year, the RCLB set fire to the car of Edith London, another UCLA researcher, demonstrating their persistence and the escalating nature of their attacks. These events solidified the RCLB's reputation as a dangerous and unpredictable force within the animal rights movement. The RCLB's use of violence has ignited a fierce debate within the animal rights movement. While some activists applaud their commitment and view their actions as a necessary response to animal suffering, others condemn their tactics, arguing that violence is counterproductive and morally reprehensible. Those who support the RCALB often cite the concept of extensional self-defense, arguing that violence is justified to protect animals from harm. They believe that traditional forms of protest have proven ineffective and that more radical measures are needed to bring about meaningful change. However, many within the animal rights movement believe that violence only serves to alienate potential allies and undermine the movement's credibility. They argue that peaceful protests, public education campaigns, and legislative efforts are more effective in the long run. The debate over the RCALB's tactics highlights the ethical dilemmas faced by activists and the difficult choices they must make in their fight for animal liberation. The use of violence remains a controversial and divisive issue, with no easy answers or clear consensus within the movement. The RCALB's decentralized structure and commitment to secrecy make it difficult to identify individual members or establish a clear leadership hierarchy. However, certain individuals have become associated with the group, either through their own pronouncements or through law enforcement investigations. Andreas San Diego, a fugitive wanted for his alleged role in the 2003 Chiron and Shackley bombings, remains a prominent figure linked to the RCALB. San Diego's disappearance and subsequent placement on the FBI's most wanted list have only added to the group's mystique and notoriety. Another individual linked to the RCALB is Rod Coronado, a controversial figure within the animal rights movement known for his involvement in direct action campaigns. Coronado's history of activism and his outspoken support for radical tactics have led many to believe he has played a role in the RCALB's activities. The RCALB understands the power of media and effectively utilizes it to disseminate their message and instill fear in their targets. They often release communiques after an attack, taking credit for their actions and outlining their motivations. They also exploit the internet, using websites and social media to spread their propaganda and recruit new members. The RCALB's future remains uncertain. Law enforcement agencies continue to crack down on animal rights extremism, and the group's high-profile attacks have made them a prime target. However, their decentralized structure and ability to operate underground make them difficult to eradicate entirely. The RCALB's ideology and tactics have undoubtedly influenced a new generation of activists, inspiring some to embrace more radical forms of protest. Their actions have also forced a conversation within the animal rights movement about the role of violence and the most effective ways to achieve animal liberation. As the movement for animal rights continues to evolve, the RCALB's legacy will likely be debated for years to come. Their commitment to their cause is undeniable, but their methods remain highly controversial. Ultimately, the question of whether violence is an effective or justifiable tool for social change is one that each individual must grapple with. The RCALB's story serves as a stark reminder of the complex challenges faced by those fighting for a more just and compassionate world, and the difficult choices they must confront along the way. We encourage you to delve deeper into the history and ideology of the RCALB, examining the arguments for and against their tactics, and ultimately forming your own opinion on this complex and sensitive issue.